That was good.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell you, you can't be graphic at all.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I would love that.
Oh, good. I found Shannon.
There's no one size fits all anymore. I am in a relationship with someone that I live with that's an open relationship, and I'm extremely happy and fulfilled in that space.
What do you mean by that, an open relationship?
So I wanted to bring you on, or we decided to do this together because there is a lot of questions or intrigue about our relationship, and a lot of this was brought up because of my appearance on The View. And what I was saying, which is why I love you so much, is that you were the first person I told to actually watch it after I finished it.
What?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
For those of you guys who didn't watch, we'll put a couple clips in here and there, but more or less, a lot of it was focused on our style of relationship.
So if your man
Yeah.
was out with another woman, wasn't sleeping with her, but was having intimate contact in a way, like talking in a certain way, that would you be mad then?
Just curious. Do you
Yeah.
want kids? How do you have the conversation with your children to explain your lifestyle? Because it is non-traditional.
I don't think that you would then get pissed off if your man was out with somebody else.
I don't know
And,
that.
and
I'm
you're
not
home
there.
with the kid?
Yeah, I can't foreshadow.
How old is the kid?
Deal breaker.
A person stood up and said, a lot of millennials get into these sometime-ish relationships where they're not quite committed, they're kind of in this weird limbo gray space. And I said to that person, like, if you find yourself wanting to commit to somebody who's not making that adjustment for you, there's a billion people on this planet. Like, there's no excuse to be in relationships anymore that make you feel sad or don't make you feel celebrated. Me, for example, I'm in an open relationship and that works for me. And I advocate for my needs and I'm in a relationship that fits who I am. And saying that was like, boom.
There's like a negative connotation on certain words, and at least in America, that spark an immediate reaction or immediate assumption of what we have. And open means, like, a lot of people take that as like swingers, or take that as like, oh, you know, he's just going around, you know, having sex with whoever he wants to have sex with. But it's not. That's not. I guess the greatest representation of what we got going on. If you were to go out and see somebody that intrigues you, who am I to tell you or to steal that from you or to take that from you, because you are Shannon and you're your own person. I'm not Shannon, you know what I'm saying? I'm Jared, and I'm only here to support Shannon and to help her grow and help her get to the place that she wants to get to. And so for me, I think that instead of, I don't want people to think that we're telling people this is the way to do it and this is the only way to do it. I think it's more of like, no, this is just what works for us, and it may work for you guys. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You're not a weird or alien. I'm not judging you for how you want to live your life. If you feel more comfortable in a closed relationships, off limits to anything and everyone, that's great. As long as you're happy. That's all that matters. As long as they're happy and as long as you continue to grow. I mean, that's just the way I view it.
And that's what I was trying to express a million times, but like there was still this need to pass judgment and to tell me that it wasn't gonna work or that it doesn't work. Or like almost excited for the time that it doesn't work anymore. Be that kids or marriage. And that's what I think what makes this relationship really suitable for me. And the way that we even got into our relationship was not conventional.
Right.
Like we started off more or less with friends with benefits, but I should actually clip an interview that I did where I spoke about how amazing my friends with benefits relationship was. Like how happy I was in it, how celebrated, how at peace. And a lot of people conceive friends with benefits as, well, someone's being emotionally manipulated. You know, someone's getting their heart broke. But it genuinely was an amazing, honest, open, pure friends with benefits. And then it became like an amazing, honest, open, pure something more, whatever the hell we were, for this like gray space where we really weren't seeing other people. I saw you 4 times a week. Yeah. And then it became you live with me.
Yeah.
It's like, but everything has been awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's never been like, let's have the talk, let's figure this out. It's been more like a natural evolution of me getting closer to you and us searching for terms to help other people understand what that is.
Right. Which is, I mean, I haven't been in too many relationships, but the relationships that I have been in, they always developed out of someone going, so what are we? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? What's going on? Why don't you make me your girlfriend? And it's so, I guess, like, pressure driven that it never really worked out for me. And I, like, with the way we grew into whatever we have, it seems like organic, natural, and it flows. It has a stream. You know, I'm not swimming upstream to make this work. It's just continuously going, and I'm excited to see where it goes and excited to see where, you know what I mean, it takes us, and just let it ride from there.
I really felt like I was speaking for anybody who's in a non-conventional relationship. And whether that means for you sexually monogamous or sexually available or emotionally monogamous or emotionally available, it doesn't matter. And it really wasn't meant to be an expose of my personal life, but more to answer the question of that young person of what do I do when I find myself in a relationship style that doesn't suit what my desires are.
Open relationship doesn't mean for us. I don't know what it means for anybody else, but for us, it doesn't mean open to whatever comes. I think it's more of like, if something came, a woman or a man came that sparked an interest, we talk about it. How do I experience this woman without compromising how you feel? How do you experience this man without compromising what I feel?
What drives me crazy is that people will automatically say like, oh, I couldn't do it because I'm just way too jealous. In every area of your life, you have to mitigate your jealousy.
Yeah.
Being a human naturally means you're competing for resources. That's what your brain is hardwired to do. So you're jealous when someone hangs out with your best friend. You're jealous when your boss gives favor to another coworker. But the difference is you're not allowed in those relationships to be like, no, you're only supposed to like me and no one else. Like,
yeah.
But this is a one place. I think people are so, this is what I think. I think when you are angry or you feel disgusted by our relationship style, it's because it threatens something inside of you you're afraid to deal with. And it has nothing to do with me. So when people, anything in life, whenever somebody has a reaction to something that doesn't match the stimulus, I automatically remove myself from the equation. I'm like, oh, this has nothing to do with me. This is something you're dealing with and working with, and I just sparked that insecurity in you. So people who want permission to feel jealous, to have ownership over someone, because you can't do it anywhere else in life, really hold on true to this situation.
Yeah.
And again, we're saying that if you found a partner where that is a priority for them, that sense of ownership and exclusivity is a priority for them, it's a priority for you, it sounds like you have a fucking great relationship. You know what I mean? But for you and I, like, we did that test that I did, I was so excited to do with you. But both of our main things was securely attached.
Yeah. I think that's the most important thing, at least for me. It's like, I need whoever I'm with to know that I need you to trust me 100%, and to trust that I wouldn't continue to continue to grow with you if I felt like somebody else was more important to you than you. If I'm still here continuing to grow with you, it's because you're the most important thing in my life. You know what I mean? And so and I think that's what's so weird for me is I haven't had an experience with somebody else since we started. So I don't know, you know, I guess we'll deal with that if it comes and when it comes. It's vice versa. You know, if you I don't even know what I'm trying to say about you, but I'm only talking about, I don't want to put anything in your words. I don't want to put anything in her brain, but how I feel about it is, until we get to that place where, oh, I want to experience somebody else, we'll deal with that when it comes. And it hasn't came yet. I think a lot of people ruin relationships off of what ifs, and ruin relationships off of maybes, and ruin relationships off of, you know, like my friend Stefan. He just told me a story about one of his coworkers broke up with his girlfriend. You know, they've only been dating for 3 months, but he broke up with her because he didn't want kids and he didn't want to get married. You were dating her for 3 months.
Yeah.
And she never, I guess from what he told me, she never put that on him. He just wanted to stop it before it got to a certain place. He just ruined something that could have been great.
Yeah.
Because he was afraid of hurting somebody when he didn't even know that that's what she wanted, or that that's not what she wanted. So it was just kind of like, so many people, what I mean to say, so many people make decisions off of maybes, what ifs, or what they have in their own mind, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to carry anything that's not mine. I don't want to carry anything that's not real. I don't want to carry anything that's not true. So anything that's not here in the present reality, hard proof, I see it in front of my eyes, I'm not even fucking with that.
That's what you were saying, that that's the gift that you want to give to all people.
Yeah, like the gift I want to give to everyone is to stop picking up shit that's not yours. Stop picking up, problems. Stop picking up stress. Stop picking up, worries. Stop picking up anything that's not yours to carry. If it's yours to carry, deal with it. Reason with it. Figure it out in yourself. But if you're going to be making things up in your mind off of, certain things, what's the point of living? Mm-hmm. You're not experiencing anything. You're experiencing everything in your mind. What were your feelings when you watched it? Have you watched it back?
I've not watched it back. I just remember certain parts of it.
Yeah.
I remember the feeling of shock when they turned on me. And I appreciated it because I think when you have your own platform via YouTube, you collect like minds. So a lot of people agree with me all the time. Once in a while I get, the douchebag dudes who you've commanded me to stop replying to. But more than anything else,
all of them are women that I've seen
recently. But you know what? That's only honestly because of New York Times and The View.
Yeah, I mean,
prior to New York Times and The View, it was only dudes calling me a slut. And since those two outlets came out, it's been women attacking me, my self-esteem, my school, my right to have a voice. Like, that's been the new wave.
So how do you feel about that?
It hurts.
What is it that bugs you about it?
You know what it is? It's like, and I was saying this to you yesterday, I was afraid to even have you on this because, I love what I do for a living. I think I'm really good at it. I'm really proud of the work that I do. I'm proud of who I impact. So when people attack me about that, it makes me second guess myself in an area that I was super confident and happy. Yeah. And so even in our relationship, I love you. I told you yesterday, I'm just so happy you're around. I'm so grateful that you're in my life. You make my life easier and more fun and effortless. And so I don't want anybody to attack that. I don't want to second guess the way that I feel about you or if you're a good fit for me because some fuck job in Nevada who doesn't know me, watched something of mine and made this super critical assessment of something that to me is already perfect. And so it hurt because also I just don't expect that kind of hate from women. I kind of expect it from men more so. And so when a woman attacks something that, again, like I told people, I'm like, if I'm doing something wrong, report me to the labor board. If I'm not, why are you coming at me?
Because that's the thing. I think if you think about why more instead of thinking about what they're saying, if you think about why more, it's it's funny. Look at their AV. You know what I'm saying? Look at little things that indicate who that person is. Because if anybody's confident in anything they do, not an ill word will come out of them. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter.
I do. That's what I'm saying too. We were having this conversation after The View where for a minute you were going into the space of, I bet those women's husbands, blah, blah, blah. I bet that they're actually this. And then I corrected you. I'm like, yo, we're not doing anything different in that case.
Yeah.
If we're saying, well, I bet their relationship isn't, we don't know the facts. When someone tells me they're happy, I trust them. When someone says they're in a good relationship, even if I feel differently, like my friend yesterday came to me and asked, what's your honest opinion on my relationship? We both have our own honest opinion of that, but the real truth of the matter is, if you're happy in that, if the moments where it's good outweigh all the times I see you emotionally struggling, what can I say?
I would never even say anything if they weren't coming at you. I would never think to them, oh, you know what? They can't even say, you know what? I'm in a happy marriage relationship and my husband can look, but he can't touch. In my mind, I'm going to be like, okay, we'll see how long he's looking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see how long he's looking. For 10 plus years, you're gonna let him look at a girl's ass, fill up on it, whatever you want to do, but you can't touch. You can't move on it. Great. That's fine. You and I both know what eyes can do. So if he's looking because his wife lets him look, if a man is looking at you and you want somebody, you're gonna go for that. And maybe he can turn down 1, 2, 3, 4 women that he's been looking at. Get to 50 women that come at him. If he's a good looking dude. Get to 50 women of all, because they're opening the door for this girl to walk up to you and say something. You're opening the door to girl to go on social media and say something because you're looking at him. You get what I mean? And he's not gonna go talk to his wife about it because he's not allowed to touch. And maybe he can say, like I said, maybe he can say no to the first 10. Hit a 50 after 10 plus years. I guarantee you, he's gonna touch one of them. That I'm just looking at just numbers, statistics, deductive reasoning. That's all it is. I'm looking at biological everything. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't go up to her and be like, "You're doing this and you're wrong." If that's how you want to live your life, that's great.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised if you catch your husband doing something.
I like the fact that I have the option. I like the fact that I have you to talk to. I even overshare with you on things that I probably shouldn't. But I said, like, I really consider you a partner.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that I can trust you to be honest without that meaning a conflict of what we have.
Yeah.
And if it is a conflict, I have the opportunity to talk to you before you go talk to your friends first.
Yeah.
And before you form an opinion or a bias or you get like heartbroken by me. I'm the first person that you digest everything with.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. That's what I was saying. Like, you know, forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. I'm gonna let that sit in y'all for a second. But there's some rules, you know what I mean? There's some things that like is there any rules for me?
Yeah, I would not. I told you hard and fast. If I find out about someone else via someone else,
Yeah.
be that your phone, be that someone telling me something, that would be a deal breaker. Because I've given you every opportunity to be honest and to come to me. And if you still feel the need to sneak around, like you're just a shithead to me. And we're not compatible to have the kind of relationship that I would feel honored in. So, you know what's actually amazing about that even too? Like, I've never checked your phone before.
No.
I've literally never checked your phone before. Your email is open. Our emails are always open at the same time.
Yeah, on the internet.
I've never gone through your email.
John, you can have a gaze. You can have a gaze all in there. There's nothing special in there.
But I mean, like that, if anything, if I've given you all access, and so far you've told me that there's been nothing that you've desired.
Dang.
So far, I feel like there's been nothing that you have like chased in that
Yeah.
way. I could try to affirm it by going through your things, but I just don't even feel the desire to do that.
I mean, because like, of course, if you asked, you can go through my phone. I would feel upset, or like annoyed with it, but not from the fact of like, why do you not trust my word for this? Have I ever given you a reason to not believe anything that I say? So that from that perspective, I would be like, that's kind of whack, but you know, go ahead, have a gaze. I hope it makes you feel better. You know what I mean? But you know, at some point, it might be something that you need to do, and it's open to that. You can have that. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's not weird for you to want to go through my phone.
Yeah. And securely attached to clarify means the ability to let someone go and trust that if it's in their heart's desire, they'll come back to you. Trust the love that you have. So somebody who's securely attached can watch somebody walk away around the corner, not see them, and not go into a panic attack. Like, I think yours and my communication is not very high. Like,
Yeah.
we talk a fuck lot, and we
Yeah.
spend a lot of time together, but I'm not a very big texter or phone person.
Neither am I.
Yeah. So there'll be like, you'll go to work, I'll talk to you when you come home. It's
Yeah.
not like during the day I'm keeping up with you. And that's because it's just like, I trust you're having a good day, and I trust that something bothered you, you can reach out to me, and you trust that if you need me, you can call me, and vice versa. But I don't have to check in with you constantly.
Yeah.
I talk to you when I want to, not because I feel like I need to do that in order to make sure that you're doing the right thing and that you're acting accordingly. So securely attached is a very big thing for me as well too, because of the fact, so I should ask you this question. So not only are you in an open relationship with somebody who could possibly have experiences with other people, you also know that I have a YouTube channel where I do have other dudes on there.
Yeah.
Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me because I look at it like this. Like, if I were to be doing music, right? If I'm on tour, if I'm on stage, when I'm on stage, that person that's on stage is for them. You get what I mean? And when you're on your YouTube, that's for all the people that are watching out here. You get what I mean? That's not for me. That's not mine. You know what I mean? That's not something that I can say, hey, you can't do this. This is weird. This is making me look bad. Like, no, it's not. It has nothing to do with me. In that atmosphere, in that realm, in that arena, that's yours. So whatever you decide to do in that arena, that's yours. If I'm in my arena and I'm doing what I do, that's mine. You know what I mean? That's what I decide to do to further something for us. You get what I'm saying? So in like you said before, when you're in acting and let's say I do a role where I have to kiss somebody or I have to have a sex scene with somebody, that is okay in closed relationships. People do that. You know what I'm saying? They'll have a talk with their wife. Hey, I booked a role. I'm getting paid X amount of dollars, but I have to do this. Most of the time, they're going to say, okay, I'm going to swallow my pride and let you do this because I know that it's a bigger purpose. So for me, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. No, I don't feel threatened by any of them.
And that's, I think, what is like we discussed. For some reason, when you get into a relationship with somebody, you start personalizing everything. All day long, I see good-looking dudes. You'll see good-looking women. I see good-looking women. Like, that's a normal part of being a human. I don't expect for you to become a totally separate person because you now have an attachment to me.
Yeah.
And that's even in the last, we did this the second time. So not really. We kind of did this another time. We went the fear vlog. But in that vlog, I said to you as a joke, not even as a joke, I don't know what the fuck I was saying, but I said basically like, well, who do you belong to?
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, well, I belong to you. And then you asked me in return, and I was like, I belong to you. And you're like, you said it weird. But I'm like, I said it weird because I shouldn't have said it in the first place.
Yeah.
Because that really is counterintuitive of what it is that we've built. That is a part of the love that I have and share with you.
Yeah.
That I want to be your best case scenario. And I'm not afraid of competing with someone else.
Yeah.
So I don't own you. I'm just the best person for you. I'm your partner. I'm the person that is more than just a desire, is more than just a lust. I'm the one that you come home with and that you talk about your hard day with and that you talk about your family with. Like, that's me. So that's who Shannon is to you.
Right.
But you're still you to you.
Right,
You still have the
exactly.
right to give yourself and give your time to other people. I just ask to be a part of that in partnership.
And also another thing that I want to add on to the end of everything is it is always evolving and it is continually growing. So today, this is where we're at. I can't tell you where we're going to be at in 10 years. So all the what ifs questions, all that shit that they were doing on The View was eating at me because it was like, what if? What do you mean what if? What is what if? You know what I mean? A make-believe story that you put in your mind? Come on, man. Like, we deal with that when it happens. And then if it doesn't happen, we don't deal with that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if we grow into different people and we grow into different things and we grow into different worlds and we decide, you know what? Let's try it this way. It's open for discussion for that too. So, you know, that's what I want everyone to know is that stop judging. That's it. Just stop judging. Like, look at yourself first. Figure out yourself first. And then we can have a conversation. Because I'm trying to figure out myself. She's trying to figure out herself. We're not trying to look at you and figure you out. That's it.
That's good. I would say, like, in a last closing point, I would like a world where we stop thinking about what's normal and start thinking about what actually suits us. I was saying the other day that a lot of people would trade in their authentic skin for a normal looking coat. that help them to blend in with society. So every relationship that you get into shouldn't be like, well, here's the rules that society has prescribed for us. Let's both of us, who are two separate individuals with our own thoughts, dreams, desires, and needs, subscribe to those. Let the two of us sit down and define rules or define boundaries or labels that actually fit what we need, who we are. Because there's nothing worse than forcing someone to be in a relationship style that doesn't fit their actual needs. Then they feel crushed inside of it, they feel minimized inside of it, and when they act out, they feel like shit. Then you feel like shit because you're betrayed. But that could have been avoided by just saying, like, who are you? Like, what do you need? And how can we create a situation that actually sets you up for success? Because I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to disappoint you. I want you to be proud to be with me. And I know for a fact that what we share, not every man could do that.
Yeah.
I'm not the ideal partner for everybody, but I'm ideal for you. But I only know that because I was honest with you about who I am.
Right, exactly. Touche. And today.
Okay, so this is not a closed conversation amongst us either. So what Jared and I have talked about doing is that because we are representing a non-conventional style of relationship, we are open to questions and we are open to examining this with you guys, minus the judgment would be ideal. So we're gonna start something on a separate channel that's gonna be in this similar style, where it's just us filming our life or filming an activity or filming something that we're taking on together in partnership, and then afterwards having like mature dialogue about it. And so we invite you guys to come on that. Maybe we'll have other people on that channel as well too, but it's really an opportunity for people to examine life. I love the quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living," and so that second channel is really an opportunity for me to do that. It will focus heavily on relationships and sexuality because that's what I love talking about, but it's not going to be limited to just that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be. I'm not too fond of cameras and stuff, but
Yes, you are.
But nah, not really. Like I get weird when spotlight gets on me.
Don't
Like,
play yourself.
I do. I do. I can't front. So, but when I'll get used to it, and I'll be a better speaker. So I apologize for everyone with my broken English.
You did great.
Thank you.
You did really good. So we just left the view. How did it feel?
Amazing.
You're lying.
Amazing.
You were not. You were shitting yourself. Nobody hates Michelle Obama. As much as a lot of people want to try to, they just simply can't. And I want to learn from someone like that. And so I took the opportunity. I went to New Hampshire.
I almost hit you so hard, Shannon.